Hey, what's up? It's Dustmos. Today I'm going to be talking about a pedal that is from a now defunct company that disbanded in order to pursue other interests, but it's a really weird, cool, noisy delay, and it's the Super Wizard from Dwarfcraft Devices. The Super Wizard does weird stuff with pitch and delay. The delay chip in it is really sort of noisy and lo-fi, but it adds a lot of character that I think is really cool and definitely makes this a unique piece. There's lots of hands-on control. There's even an insert which can be used to interesting effect as well. Definitely something you don't see very frequently on a lot of pedals and is a cool addition here. But enough of the intro, let's go over the controls, get it hooked up, and hear how it sounds. This is Signal Colors. So the Super Wizard has a pretty interesting control scheme. It's kind of like two pedals in one that interact with each other in interesting ways. So it's sort of best to think of this as sort of the pitch bending side and this the delay side, not including the foot switches. But it's got 7 knobs, 3 toggle switches, 3 foot switches. Both of these are momentary, and then this is a hard latching foot switch for the bypass. We've got an input jack and output jack, a 9-volt power point, and then right here is actually pretty cool. It's an insert TRS jack where you can insert another effect in the delay path of the pedal, which is pretty cool. The first knob in the pitch section is just the pitch control. It goes from -1 octave to +1 octave. And if you flip this stepped switch, you can make this jump on half step octave adjustments. The mix controls the clean signal with the pitch signal with the clean signal, and then speed controls the rate at which the wet and or pitch shifted and dry signals are crossfaded automatically. And you'll kind of see that when I demonstrate. Volume just controls the volume of the input, more or less just like a gain pedal or a gain control. Bend is a toggle that controls some of the pitch diving and pitch bending, similar to this momentary switch, which is the bender. And you'll kind of see how they interact. They're a little bit different in actual practice, but it's pretty cool. The delay side has a control for the rate of the delay, the feedback control, the mix amount, which actually just blends the pitch side or pitch bent side into the delay side, so it kind of just brings that in and out, and a mutate switch, which is pretty interesting. It basically sends the pitch shifted signal into the feedback loop of the delay, and the controls of the pitch side impact what happens with the delay side when you have mutate on. And in one of the modes, you actually get it where it doesn't actually do pitch bending any longer. It just takes some of these controls and throws them into the delay. It's pretty intense, and we'll see it when I demo it. My favorite switch on the pedal is the din 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 switch, which is really cool. It just freezes the input buffer and loops it, and it's really cool because the speed, or not really the speed knob, but the pitch changes the speed of the looping as well as the pitch, and you'll really see some pretty interesting stuff that happens, especially if you start messing with these toggles and both foot switches. It gets pretty intense pretty fast, and it's really cool. It's a little tough to understand what's going on sometimes, but it's definitely one that's really fun to just kind of forget everything you know and just start turning knobs and just sort of seeing what happens. But it sounds really cool, and yeah, let's check it out. Okay, so I've got the Super Wizard paired up with the Elektron Analog 4 Mark II, a super awesome 4-channel, 4-track analog synthesizer, super cool, classic staple from Elektron. And just to give you a sense of what the Super Wizard can do, I'm going to play a really basic loop through it via the Analog 4 to start, and then we'll kind of go from there. So the clean pattern sounds like this. Obviously very basic, very easy to tell what changes. Engage the Super Wizard. So right now it's just on the delay mode. So you see I'll change the delay time. You can hear it's kind of noisy. Just need delay time in the feedback. Still sounds pretty cool. You can use the mix here to fade it in and out. And see if you go fully counterclockwise on the mix, it sounds the same as bypassed. So that's pretty nice. Feedback got a little out of control when we weren't listening, so I'll rein that in. But you can hear the delay time, as you increase it, those repeats get noisier. So here it's short, and it's pretty clean. I'll stop it and I'll just play some through it. You get the idea. Pretty basic delay. It's noisier as you extend the time. Pretty dark too. You definitely hear it kind of veil the higher frequencies. But now the real fun begins when you flick it into this mutate mode here, and you'll see instantly it sounds a bit crazier. It's because it's adding in the pitch and everything into the delay path. So we'll do a full octave down. Slow the tempo down. Reminder, this is what it sounds like clean. And this is what it sounds like with the Super Wizard. Increase the delay time. Now mix will crossfade between the pitch side and the delay side. So if you leave it in the middle, you get sort of an equal mix of the two. You might need to boost the volume a little bit. stacking as this feedback builds. Now, this is the mix and speed of the pitch modulation being bled or cross-mixed in with the original signal. So if we increase that and speed up the speed, you hear that, the LFO speed up. But already we're in a much more sort of textural kind of place, which is really cool. Because we're in a pitch, or full octave down, because we're turned all the way counterclockwise, we'll raise it and go up one. So you can hear it's more of like a polite territory. And a reminder, this is what the clean tone sounds like. And back with the Super Wizard. If you turn on bend, you can hear it warping the pitch. Doing some real crazy stuff. And it bent all the way down from where we were, turned all the way an octave up. So you see I turned that off and it immediately went back up to the knob position. Except for what was captured in the delay. So I'll flick it again and you'll hear it ramp down. Which is some craziness, but some character for sure. I'll turn that back off. And so you'll see here, or you can hear, we're now back at the higher pitch represented. But now I'll hold the bender foot switch. And you hear it doing the same thing. So it's just a different option if you want to do a little bit of a hands-free flick and then go about your business manipulating other stuff. And go back to the knob position, you can do that kind of thing, which is cool. Stepped, when you flick that, it changes the pitch to steps. So now if you engage the din din din, my favorite foot switch on the pedal, you hear it can grab little bits. So let's see what it does. So you got, it was looping what was in the input buffer. rhythm here. You can rapidly press it like this to try to catch little bits. And it works even if you mix out the delay. Pretty cool and a lot of fun. Bring the delay back in. I'm going to shorten up the time here. So what's cool is if you grab a loop here, you can change the pitch of it. You get the idea. Now I'm going to change to a pattern. So this is a pattern. I just have this one instrument playing, but I'm going to bring in other tracks here and show you what it sounds like as I add more instruments. Actually, I'll start clean though. For now, just these two. And you'll notice actually I had the pitch all the way down, and the bend switch brought it another octave down. At least that's what it sounds like. Couldn't find any documentation that said what it does exactly, but it goes lower if you have it turned down to start with. So now just playing with the mix and the speed. Love the delay time. You hear the noise creep in. If you have this mix all the way counterclockwise, it's just the input mixed with the octave side. But if you make this mix all the way up, you're only hearing the octave, none of the clean coming through, none of the delay. which actually sounds super cool. So if I bypass it, you hear the original. And now wizarded. Super cool. Bring in some of the delay again. And I feel like this pedal is one of those where you want to spend time dialing and finding what sounds cool with whatever you're running through at the time. But if you like getting hands-on and tweaky, this is a fun one. We'll go for the octave up. I'll go ahead and turn on the other pieces of the pattern. So clean sounds like this. Go back to the octave down. You really hear the octave fading in and out. Listen to that constant note. Out, in, out. If I speed it up. Clearly you can hear that happen a lot more frequently. Or slow it way down. Kind of all over the place right now, but it's part of the journey. And you hear this LFO effect of the din 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 as well. You hear it fading in and out. And a reminder what the clean pattern sounds like. Big difference. Give you a break from that for a second and talk about the insert. So grabbing an insert cable, I plug it into the insert jack. As you can see, it's a TRS cable, so it's basically a stereo cable, and it's going into the insert jack, and I have it hooked up to the Randy's Revenge from Fairfield Circuitry here. It's a ring modulation pedal, and what you'll hear as I run this, let's see, we'll just leave this one playing. So it's clean. I'll turn on the Super Wizard. But then when I turn on the Randy's Revenge, you can hear the ring mod on those repeats, which is really cool. So I'll turn on some more tracks here. It's a really cool sort of soundscape kind of thing. I'll add some more tracks. What's cool is you can bypass this anytime. Anyway, really cool feature and really interesting to add that insert jack. Not many pedals have that, and it's definitely an interesting way to take this thing that's already a bit experimental and take it even further with an external effect. The Super Wizard from Dwarfcraft Devices is a noisy, unruly, crazy little box that I kind of don't understand fully. One thing I do get, though, is that it's definitely a lot of fun to just dive in and see where you end up. And while it might not be that straightforward, it's definitely a great starting point to add some weird into your productions, if that's what you're looking for. The delay of the Super Wizard is noisy and probably not the best choice if you're looking for your first, or really any kind of straightforward delay pedal. But it's a great one if you're tired of the norm, especially if you're interested in playing with pitch modulation or octave shifting or stuff like that. The din 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 is really fun, and I enjoy grabbing a short loop on a momentary switch. It's just kind of fun, and it's a nice sort of low commitment way to interact with the effect, and adding a musically irrelevant little micro stutter loop to whatever's being processed by the pedal at the time is fun. And I actually wish more pedals had momentary sort of drop-in effects. That's just really fun. So the big question, would I recommend the Super Wizard? You know, maybe. They fetch pretty high prices on the aftermarket, and with not exactly the cleanest sound or highest usability factor, I think this one might stay a little niche, but who knows, it might be just what you're looking for. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.